Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here with Paper Rose, and we are going to have fun in July. Yes, Christmas. I love making Christmas cards. They are awesome. For our card today, we are going to use the Poinsettia Flowers metal die set, and it can either be a single layer, just with the main, or make it a double layer. I'm going to also be using the Pinecone branch metal die. Cute little pine cones, great foliage, and then of course this Merry Christmas Block Words large metal die. Got everything die cutted already, and we're going to first focus on the sentiment. Now I've die cut this from a dark brown cardstock 4 times, and then I die cut it from a gold mirror cardstock, and that's going to sit on the top. So this way there's going to be a brown base to it. Now you can use any color you want. When we layer up our dies, and I love layering up the dies, couple reasons. One, it's easier than double-sided foam tape to give it dimension. And 2, it makes it really sturdy when you mail these cards through your post office. You know, they get bent, they go through machines that curve them and everything else. So this is really going to stand up to the test of time when you have these layers. Do you have to have a total of 5? No, you can go with 3, you can go with 2. However much dimension you want to have. I love dimension. I love adding it. I love just pouring that on, especially when collaging. So I do enjoy the effects of that. Our sentiment is all ready. Just looking at our card base, I'm going to be using a standard A2 size card base, marking where I want the greens to go, and an A2 size card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This will be a top folding. I die cut the greenery multiple times. I think it was like 5 times that I die cut this. Now, what I should have done, I love this sprig. I love the way that it looks. I love the way that it feels. And again, you can flip your die cuts over to get a different look from them. No one is going to notice that it is the backside of the die. You will know, but the recipient is only going to know if they go right up to it, and they're just going to think it's a different type of die cut. Just say. I'm laying the greens down. I'm able to pull the shorter ones down a little bit more. I should have added a little more greens coming down, tucking them up underneath to make it even more full, but still happy with the results. I'm going to be adding some double-sided tape to the back of our pine cones, and right here I set them in place, and I think it looks great. I think it's a beautiful sprig, add a beautiful bow underneath it, and yes, you have a great looking Christmas themed card, or holiday themed. But I wanted the poinsettias in there. And one of the things that I didn't do was truly look at the dies to say, okay, this is this size and this one's this size and so forth. But we're going to come back to that. I'm adding the second layer to the bases. Again, you don't have to, so you can stretch these dies even further. And I'm only putting glue in the center of the layered part because those edges will curl up. And again, we're adding that dimension to our cardstock pieces. You can see that the very large one has some openings, and I'm just going to cut a piece of scrap mirror cardstock, set that behind. It's right about now where I'm like, see those fingers wiggling? The poinsettias are bigger than what I thought. A lot bigger than what I thought. So yeah, we're going to rip these up. It's okay. It's going to be covered. I'm trying the largest one, and you can see just how much real estate that is taking. I do, however, like the middle size. There's a large, middle, small. So I set that in. Now, I didn't die cut these multiple times. So here's a trick. I like the way that looks. I'm going to cut it right in half and take the dies, or take the die cuts and put them on each side of the center poinsettia that's raised. No one is going to know that you cut that poinsettia. It's sitting underneath. So it's another way to stretch your dies, get a different look, and just have fun with them. I'm going to place those pine cones because I think they're absolutely adorable in the upper right to the sentiment, and I'm going to add a bow. This is where it gets entertaining because I cannot tie bows to save my life. And this one actually went pretty well. I was pretty impressed with myself. Just pulling that down to get the correct size of bow that I'm looking for, and I'm going to grab my paper creaser and just run along those lines like you do that ribbon to make it curl. And then I'm just going to give a little bit of a trim, put some glue down, and use my reverse tweezers to hold that in place for it to dry. In the center of that poinsettia, I'm going to add a gold gem just to add a touch of sparkle, which will accent the sentiment. And here is our card. So just removing those fuzzies. I like it. I probably would just add a little more greenery at the bottom of the poinsettias. But again, try new things. Try what's in your head for your design and have fun with it. As always, I hope you enjoyed today's project. Below will be the products that I use. They'll be listed. Leave a comment. If you like this card, how would you change this card? What would you do differently? Enjoy the art that you create. You do create that and have fun and try new things. Dig into that stash and start using it a different way. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the notification so that you know when the next video is available for you to watch. And remember, guys, what is always most important, always be creative. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Till then.